it's murder. Pull up in the whip, it's murders. Pull up with your chick, it's murder. Pull up with a stick, it's murder. Don't give me that burner. I'll slap it like what? Slap it like who? Slap it like what? Slap it like who? Slap it like I turn up. 6 million ways to murder. Every day check another one off. It's not every day guns and shanks. More success piss everyone off. We came a long way from it was the Pac-Man with a mouthful of dots. Serving the fiends up.
Wagwan, you good, yeah? You're listening to the sounds of Poetic A Pharaoh, aka PCBM, and this is the 091.
What's up?
You don't know, listen. The musical man from Mayo is back in the place.
Sure is. How are you getting on?
After what I think personally is like a classic project that I still play. I don't know how long it's out now, but I still play it like it's brand new.
Yeah, it's only 6 months, I think.
Good numbers.
All right numbers, yeah.
All right numbers, yeah. Obviously, much is the same. Something, well, as much as there is the same, things have changed. You get me?
Yeah, no, they have.
You're blonde now.
I am. A little bit of bleached hair there. How are you getting on? Bang.
It suits you.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah. Will we talk about that first? Will I just explain that?
Yeah, let's go.
So basically, was doing my hair silver. Originally, we were supposed to do it silver for Enter Aquarius because it was like big spacey vibe. And then just didn't get around to it. And then, yeah, literally just didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
And then fucking, what was it? Yeah, so then we were doing it, and I went and bought the silver stuff, and Dylan has the bleach, so shout out Dylan. He was like, here, I'll do your hair for you, and I was like, class. So went and bought the silver stuff, didn't buy near enough of it, only had one box, and basically bleached my hair first, and then we threw in the silver.
It's a complicated game.
And it was the exact same after, and then I was like, oh, fuck, now my hair's bleached, but then I was like, nah. And then for the first day I was like, oh, no, but then I kind of liked it, and then I went to Live Festival, and then I saw pictures that I wasn't, like, didn't know I was in, like, you know, like candid pictures that you didn't realize you were in. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then I realized it was me, and I was like, right, yeah, that means let's go with that then. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it for a while, and then I'm gonna switch it up at some point.
You've made yourself an aesthetic now.
Yeah, it's a vibe, like, yeah.
Between the blonde hair and the Deliveroo jacket.
Yeah. I was gonna wear it today, but then I was like, no, I think calm down. Like, it's actually sweaty as shit. So I wore it the last day as well.
Listen,
you get mad sweaty in Deliveroo jackets, man. They're actually.
I think people have noticed like quite a bit.
What, the whole delivery thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like, because originally, you do be embarrassed. Like when you're doing Deliveroo, like it's. I don't know. I was doing it because I've done it for like a year now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's kind of shit. Like just when people see you and they're like, "Oh, you rap," and then they see you like kitted out, floating around town, and you're like, "Fuck, he's obviously not doing too well in life." But no, so then I was like, just kind of, because I think it's a really cool thing, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then, then the idea just hit me, and then I was chatting with Dylan about it, and then we were like, yeah, we should make this a thing. And then it just kind of manifested.
Yeah.
Because I was doing little things and kind of joking about it, and then I was like, no, let's actually run with this. And when I did, everyone was like, oh, this is class. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it now because it's good, because it's like now I can just be me. Like, I'm literally completely transparent in my music. There's nothing you're not seeing. Like, you're seeing my whole life. Like, so, and it's like, yeah, it's working class music. Like, that's kind of
working class.
Yeah, because like that's like, or not even. Would you say working class? What would you say? I don't know. It's like, it's real music, Jimmy. It's like bottom of the ladder music.
Genuine,
like, and it's not like, I'm not talking about like trapping. I'm just talking about like what, like, no, because there's different
yeah.
Being at the bottom's even shitter when you have just a shit job, because like you're not actually even making good money. Like, you're just making rubbish money, getting by, and trying to chase a dream. And I just kind of wanted to show that, I guess.
Well, I suppose, like you just said, like that's almost like a political statement to say that you actually work a job instead of saying that you're selling drugs. Like, do you know?
Yeah. But also, it's another thing. Is like, I was trying, because I've always thought about a way to glorify the bottom of like that, because obviously, like, if you're at the bottom and you're trapping, like that's the story everyone wants to hear. Like, Jamie, like, everyone wants to hear about like this, because it's a crazy life. Even though it's not even that crazy a lot of times, it's just stress. But like, yeah. Anyway, so when I was like, when I'm in this situation, I'm like, oh, how do I make it interesting to people?
Yeah.
And then the delivery thing just kind of matched that, so I can fully just be me. I don't have to be like, oh yeah, man, do music full time. Yeah, that's it. Like, I can just be like, yeah, this is what I do. Take it or leave it. Like,
do you know what I mean?
So. Yeah, but people seem to really connect with it, which is great.
It's a wonder you haven't got like some sponsorship.
I hope they don't, because I think when they do find out, because they will find out at some stage, like, I think they're gonna flip. Like,
you'll have to stop.
I think, well, yeah, I say they probably will make me stop, like, because if you get like I'm not painting a bad picture of Deliveroo, but if I'm on like I'm just at festivals on a lovely one like in my Deliveroo jacket, like it doesn't look great for them, I guess. But then again, like it kind of does because I don't know. Yeah,
First year
I hope they don't mind.
First year in college, I seriously considered doing Deliveroo just to get that jacket.
Jacket,
Like, that is a serious piece of kit.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice jacket. Even though when I go to the festivals now, loads of people have them. Like,
Yeah.
I seen like at Knockenstock and I saw like 4 or 5 people in Deliveroo jackets, and I was like, dickheads. I was like, this is my thing. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah,
It's festival season. You were at Knockenstock in.
I was. But I'm at the festivals for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I'm there like just working at them. But yeah, no, the season has been amazing. It's been really cool.
Yeah.
It's been a great experience.
And you were at Wireless then.
No, Longitude.
Longitude.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah. I did that.
Believe
No,
me.
yeah, I was at Longitude. Yeah, Longitude was fun as well. Yeah.
Like there was the thing that I personally I didn't make it to Longitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sure, you'll have that.
I didn't make it to Longitude. But like seeing the Instagram posts and everybody together,
Yeah.
and like there was one picture there, and I think it was you and Luke Fly,
And Evans and Alan and all them, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just, that issue was funny.
Malone, and all of these people like.
Yeah. But it's not really like that. Like, that's another thing. Like, we just all bumped into each other. And we were always there and we were like, oh shit, we should probably take a picture because there's a hell of us like here like now. Like,
Yeah.
But like, we weren't rolling like all together. Like, we all just had our little groups and we just bumped into each other. That's one weird thing with Instagram. Like, I think when people look in at the scene, they're like, whoa, these guys are all like tight. Like, but it's not really like that. Like obviously we're all cool with each other. We all hang out and stuff and it's all blessed. But like, it's not what it looks like a lot of the time either.
Okay.
That's what I feel anyway. Luke was though. Luke stayed in my gaff that night. He had nowhere to stay, and he was like, "Man, can I stay? This is my first time meeting Luke properly." And I was like, "Yeah, of course, man." So that was good. It was good to meet Luke and actually, connect with him.
Luke Fly was in here not too long
I
ago.
know, yeah. So
He's a great guy, man.
he is.
Talent, man.
Shout out, Luke.
You
Bah.
hear me? Big up. But you're really here
Yeah,
to talk about the next song.
yeah. Well, I don't see because probably other songs are probably going to come out between now and then, but it's like the song I really, really care about. Like I have a few songs. I have a song with R&J and a song with Ghost and Host that will probably hopefully come out before Hold Me Close. But yeah, if not, then yeah, Hold Me Close will be there. Like that's the one I know is coming out.
Yeah.
The others will be coming out at some point. Just not sure when.
Like, I've obviously listened to it, and it does sound like a departure.
Which Hold Me Close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sound like it doesn't necessarily, it's different.
Yeah. It's very different.
It's very different.
But it isn't like, see, I don't think it's that different. But then, like, obviously, when people hear it, they're like, yeah, that's very different. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's...
But there is kind of, there's still a recurring theme in all of your music that is in it. Like, it does still ring true.
What is the recurring theme? Like, what do you think it is?
I mean, leading into the first thing that I wanted to say about it is kind of this, conceptually, shall we say.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, like.
Yeah.
And there's some classic kind of, like, I got the knowledge I ate from the salmon, and then the recurring theme then would be walking in Wellingtons down Old Bug Road, like.
Yeah.
And that's great. And then, Father, Can You Hold Me Close? Do you want to talk to us more about that idea there?
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that is true. That, like, the sounds change, but the recurring theme is, yeah, just life in Ireland and the different things I see. Father, Can You Hold Me Close is basically, so I was doing Deliveroo, tying that in again, I was cycling around, cycled past the courthouse, there was a son or a young boy and a mother or an auntie or something, and they were hugging, and it was a really intense hug. And I was cycling by, and I was just like, nearly fell off my bike. Like, I was just like, whoa, that's so moving, like, to look at. And they were like hugging for time, like, it wasn't, they were just hugging. I don't know if they like just like got over the court case or just been sentenced or what, but it was just peak. And then I was like, yeah, that's a really, really moving thing. And then I was thinking, and then I was thinking about like men, and then I was thinking about fathers, and I was like, shit, I was like, that's something that we can't do. Like, men can't hug other men, really. Like, I was like, you never see that image, like. And then I was kind of thinking,
so
yeah, you never see, like, that's not an image you see, like, maybe footballers or like rugby players, but like, you don't see like an older man and a younger man hugging. That's just not an image. So yeah, and then I was thinking about it, and then I was just thinking of all, like, there's actually 2 or 3 songs of Hold Me Close, like, there's,
Yeah.
and they're all, like, there's a lot more said in the other ones, but I just didn't want to, because also, like, I have a good relationship with my father, so, like, I didn't want to, like, I feel like that's what I own, so I
Paint
couldn't,
a bad
yeah, I
picture,
didn't want to
yeah.
paint a bad picture and think that other people think it, because, like, that's literally probably the best thing he's done is be a good dad. Do you get me? Like, that's like his thing in life. Like, he's been a fucking savage father. So, like,
That's a great thing to be able to.
yeah, no, it is. But I was like, so if I just take that one amazing thing he's done and then fuck it up, I mean, like, making it look bad. Because anyway, but I also wanted to touch on it, so I discussed it with him as well, and I was like, right, no, I'll make this, because also I think it's a very, like, listenable song. I think it's really pop. Like, it is kind of pop.
There definitely is that kind of element. It's taking a step away again from the kind of Afrobeat of Enter Aquarius.
Definitely. But so then when I was writing it, I wrote it like nearly like a rap song. Like, it was very rappy, very intimate. And then I was like, because I also had the kind of Hold Me Close sound in my head as well. So I was like, I wanted to do both. So I was like, right, if I merge these together, because I feel the song will do well. So I was like, right, if I put these lyrics over this type of music, then at least I'm being completely true to myself, because the song is very Irish sounding, it's very pop sounding, but what I'm saying is so, like, true to me.
I think, do you know, as I think about Uppbeat, I think you have an incredible hold on the Irish experience.
Yeah.
Which I think, not that Dublin is worlds apart, but I feel like down here in the West, what you're saying rings a bit truer. Or that's
I hope it does. I don't know if it does connect, but I hope it does.
I was listening to it this morning, and I started to think about, like, this perpetual, like, dichotomy of living in the West. I sit outside my house every morning and I look at where I am, and I think this is the most beautiful place on the road. I couldn't ask for anywhere better.
Yeah,
but for saying that, there's always a darkness to
the West. Yeah, no, completely. It's like that weird place. Like, I feel like the West is this place where we're all so proud of it and we all love it so much, but like, it's like you can't spend all your time there. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, because when you're talking about the West, you're either like, oh, it's such a beautiful place, it's so lovely, or you're like, oh man, it's so shit the way they don't have this, or we don't do that, or you have to go do this, like, have to go somewhere else to do it.
If
like,
you're complaining about the things that we don't have in the West, I don't think you're getting the full picture.
The point is that we don't have it. Like,
it's more like I love the stories of the old people, like, and I love all of this, but there's always this kind of, like, it's a great story.
But
completely. But the world that they paint is one where there's nothing naive or sugar coated about it. Like, they had to deal with real
stuff.
Yeah.
But so no, definitely, like, it's definitely West inspired. But it's the whole of Ireland, like, cause I just tap into so much. If I go to Waterford or Limerick or Dublin or anywhere, I don't know, I feel like that's probably the thing I'm best at, is just tapping into the experience that's here. Even anywhere I go, I think that's something that probably my dad kind of put in me as well. That, like, just learning cultures, like, I love. Like, I remember we went to Brixton one time, and we were in Brixton, right? And we were in the skate park there, which is like, it's a calm spot, but it's also, it's Brixton, like. So we're young and we're skating, and then, like, my dad was just chilling up with, like, all the boys, like. So he's sitting up here just on the chair, the bench that they're all sitting on, and I'm like, but then he just starts chatting to them, and he's literally just chatting there for like an hour to them, like, just having a laugh. And I was like, but it stick to me, because I was like, you actually have to be able to move in any sort of circle, like, just being yourself doesn't let you move in all those circles. So no, definitely culture is something that I'm really, I'd hope to be in tune with.
And then, so that's the kind of conceptual basis, but then as, like, I'd have to separate that then now if I'm analyzing it as the musical, what's going on musically there is, I think, something quite forward and, like, progressive almost, especially for this, because as much as you are in this scene, like, and I know you have the capabilities and whatever to go and do all this other stuff, but it's like, it's so catchy, and it's so, like, there's a bass line in it.
The bass line's mad.
When I listen to it, you know what it feels like? It feels like a sped up dub, like this. Doom,
no, because it has really, like, a house element to it, like, kind of thing as well. Like, the bass line was the main thing I wanted to do.
And you, like, you've shown us time and time again that this kind of, you have got the musical talent, you have got the soul, if you will, to bend genres.
I think it's kind of pure as well because I don't realize I'm doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, hey boys, let's make a rock track or let's make this. I'm like this, and then I'm just doing it, and then someone's like, hey man, this sounds a bit too rock, and I'm like, oh, is this rock? Is it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's just keep going with this anyway, or is it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just don't see the genres thing. Like,
Yeah.
I understand like different drum patterns. Like, I understand that this drum pattern's techno and this drum pattern's trap or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't see.
So are you just listening to a vast array of music and then whatever?
Not really,
Whatever
like-
comes to you, no?
I don't think I am because I like, yeah, obviously I've gone through loads and loads of music, but to be honest, when I think about it, I don't like everything is within hip hop, like.
Yeah.
So, because I think that's because like if I listen to a rock song, I'm like, yeah, this is good, but it just doesn't give me the same feeling. Maybe that is why I like crossing genres so much because
Yeah.
I would much rather listen to, say, like Youngblood or like MGK. I'd much rather listen to them doing rock than
Yeah.
listening to, I don't know, like listening to actual rock bands because I just like crossovers, even though I don't even
Yeah.
realize what they are. But I think I like genre bending
It's
music.
more like there's more nuance and talent in it.
Yeah, or like even Murray Master. Like I wouldn't know much about house and dance music, but Murray Master is probably one of my favorite acts.
Yeah.
Even though I probably wouldn't listen to just house music or just dance
Yeah.
music all the time, but what he makes, I'm like always listening to it. So it's
Have you
weird.
Have you thought about how you would categorize that, or do you don't? So you don't have an idea of what you think that is? Because when I'm listening to
The
it,
music I make or the music?
oh no, this song in particular,
Oh, this song.
like I can't put my finger on it. It's kind of there's an indie aspect, but I don't think really it's quite poppy.
I think just pop. I think that's because I used to be all like, oh, like I need to be this and I need to that. I don't care anymore. Like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
make whatever. Like, and yeah, if you like, that's why I'm nearly more comfortable just saying I'm a pop artist than
Yeah.
saying, even though I don't make pop because like
Yeah.
my music isn't.
It's kind of
It's not pop candy, like, but I feel like it's popular. Like all the music I make is popular music. Like anyone can like, you know, the way like say if you show people like maybe rock or an indie song or a rap song,
Yeah.
like there's obviously a lot of people that won't like it and there's a lot of people that love it. But I feel like with my music, there's no one. That's why it maybe is pop, is because there's no one that can like hate it because it's in like the pop world. Like it
Yeah,
always
yeah,
sounds nice, but it's just what it is. So
I mean, the thing that caught me straight away was you can listen to this song and never have heard a single lyric that you said, and it bangs.
Yeah. That's funny.
And then you could listen to all the lyrics, and it bangs, and
yeah,
then together
yeah.
it's crazy.
That was literally the goal. That was the goal of the track, and that's why I wrote it really. We wrote it really purely. So I wrote the song. I wrote the Hold Me Close bit myself. Then I
Yeah.
wrote loads and loads and loads of bars just with no music. And then I sat down with Peter, who's a good friend of mine. He plays bass when we play live, and we were just. That's when we did the chorus. Your love is so precious and your hands are. He was just playing that, and I was just singing and singing and singing. Then we ended up not even using that bass line because then I went and made it with FOB, who's a producer, absolutely incredible producer. And we were sitting down, and I had, because when we were writing the song, I didn't actually have the song written. I just had loads and loads of possible parts we could use. And then as we made the music, I was like, yeah, let's use this bit and this bit and this bit. And we kind of create, like it was really purely created.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's probably why it is so musical.
There's another thing that I picked up on is there's there's a rap verse.
Yeah, the second
it?
verse, yeah.
And I was surprised how well that fit. Like
Yeah, because I didn't
natural,
want a rap verse on it.
Yeah.
And then there was that break, and then I remember FOB was just kind of like, he was kind of like jamming like this to it, that bit, and I was like, and in my head I just started jokingly doing like a kind of grind for it, like da 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 da, and then I was like, no, I don't want rap on it because I want it to be, I want to keep it like open to everyone. But then I was like, no, it has to be a rap verse. And then because also there's no like up to that point the song is saying a lot, but there's no like proper like full stop, if you get me. So that second verse puts the full stop. I was like, oh, this is what I'm saying. Like, everything that I wanted to cover in the song got covered in the second verse. Like all the extra little bits, like, you get me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like it really benefits from that.
Who? Me?
From the verse.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the second verse has to be there now. Yeah, like it.
I mean, there is a kind of there's a movement within grime to kind of take it to different places and make it evolve from just like a 140 beat, like a beat that some young lad made on his laptop. Like,
yeah, well, Slowthai does that 100%. Like,
I think broader than Slowthai though, you have Bugzy Malone, who seems to be able to make these kind of
Bugzy
pop grime record like properly.
Yeah,
he adds a musicality to it and a story and a presence, which ultimately comes from an amazing.
Yeah, no, Bugsy's a huge inspiration. I think his album, Because I remember before he put out the Be Inspired album, he was like, best grime album of the year, best grime album of the year. And I was like, but how are you going to make a grime album and it be an album of the year type album? I was like, that's just, you can't do that. Because, you know, a grime album is never going to be a very, very well crafted, like, it's going to be a sick album, but it's not going to, it's so hard for a grime album to transfer over to the masses. Like, even if you think like Stormzy's album, like, it's not all grime. Like, there's some grime tracks on there, but he had to infuse gospel and everything for it to be like a nominated album. Yeah. So then when I listened to Bugzy's and I was hearing like these just mad little kicks and like kind of grime beats, but you wouldn't realize it's a grime beat because the instruments he's using are like guitars and all these. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, he's definitely.
If you look at Bugzy's, not to be like a nerd now, innit? But if you look at Bugzy's, like even before JDZ Media, you had Lost in Meanwhile City, and Journal of an Evil Genius.
Yeah, amazing.
They were
projects.
like, they weren't really grimy.
No, they were proper hip hop.
They were actual storytelling.
Yeah, I feel like when I heard them, it nearly brought like the closest thing it brought to me was like Nas and stuff. I was like listening to this, I was like, whoa. I was like, this guy, because he had a gangster, like a vintage gangster, like a 1920s gangster nearly feel to them. Like the whole aesthetic was like, it wasn't road, like it was gangster. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of. And then you know that song Nightmares? I've been having nightmares. That's a tune. That's one of my favourite songs.
On the Rainmaker.
Yeah. Nah, man, Bugzy's amazing.
And he tells an incredibly honest story as well.
Yeah. No, he does.
Which I think made it like, it's the relatability of it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think.
And in Ireland as well, like Ireland connect really, really strongly to
like me myself. Like I remember listening to that and thinking like, oh my god, like I don't think I've ever really related to anything as much as that. Yeah, which I'm not sure is just because of the honesty of it. Yeah, or that whatever story that he was telling specifically.
Yeah, related. Yeah.
But anyway, big up Bugzy. Man.
Yeah. No, Bugzy's sick.
1 second. Yeah, Slowthai. But I think like let's not take for granted what Skepta did with
what Skepta did. Yeah,
I think like it's an evolution. It's not like it's gone kind of trappy now. It's become very.
It has.
It's an odd sound. Like
it's got a weird bounce to it. Like it's got this kind of. Yeah, no, it's. I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
And then obviously Slowthai, like.
Yeah, I think Slowthai is more like when I listened to Slowthai, it brought me right back to Boy in the Corner. And I was like, whoa, because the instruments, right? So you see that the instruments Skepta's using in his completely different sounds to, like, how would you say it? Slowthais are like clunks and like dink dunks and all these like weird sounds that you hear, like dubs and distorted sounds that are just like Boy in the Corner. Whereas Skepta's sound is smooth. Like, Jimmy, it's like you have.
That's the interesting.
Like, I don't really, I really can't describe it, but
no, I get exactly.
There's so much going. Slowthai's beats are like a circus.
Yeah.
Whereas Skepta's beats are like a club. That's that's how they both sound. Like they're club sounds. Not always, obviously. Yeah. But whereas Slowthai's sound literally sounds like you're in a circus and there's all these tin cans being bopped and everything. Like it's just like it's so different.
Well, I feel like the Skepta thing is like a soulful darkness.
Yeah,
like, It's
like an abyss.
It's this antisocial everything. Yeah. And then the musicality of that.
Okay.
Yeah. But then Slowthai is more, and I think it's really interesting to see, like, I don't think, like, it's the imagery, is, to my ears, like, white working class, like, it's all, like,
I actually
pie and mash and, like, the anger of, like, do you know, like what would be a right, like,
yeah. No, I think when I read his lyrics or listen to his lyrics, they're, like, probably the most relatable I've ever had.
Do you think?
When because he has a line like pints and peanuts, that's the life I chose.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, whoa, like that's like everyone where like, because you know, like you go into a pub and there's peanuts.
Can't quit.
Like all these things. Like I was like, I feel like his lyrics are the closest to what I'd write about.
Yeah.
Like Irish Blood is literally, obviously like, we have completely different sounds and nothing alike, but the actual context of what he's talking about, even like Ladies, you have Our Babies, like all these things are exactly what I talk about in my music in a different way. But when it comes back to the content, it's basically the same thing. Because Northern England is the same as Ireland. Like it's,
do you think?
It has that same. Well, the story he's telling is, and I remember watching where he's from as well, and I was like, that just looks like a fucking town in Westport, or not town in Westport, town in Ireland, and I was like, I think he's, I really, really connect with Slowthai.
Calling the Queen a bitch on the first track.
Yeah, yeah. Just a mad guy.
Crazy.
I think he touched. I don't know. When I listened to this, I felt like I found a part of me listening to his music.
Yeah.
Like I was like, whoa. And then I nearly started doing that. I was doing a lot of rap for a while. Like I didn't release any of it, and I was just like, no, I need to keep back to my exploration place, but just bring in that.
Like, honest to God, when I heard Doorman,
Yeah.
I thought Uppbeat needs to do this.
So yeah. When I heard him, I was like,
it screamed like.
yeah. No, definitely.
So that's what I was expecting from you, and then we got Hold Me Close, and that's like.
Yeah, it's a bit more polished, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing is with me, like obviously I am wild,
Like,
and I'm a bit.
The way that you perform as well. If you perform that, Jesus.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I feel there's this place between, like, I obviously am wild and I'm a bit nuts and all that, and that's what people say. But I also am very reserved, and like, you see, like Slowthai, I feel he's trapped in a little place as well, because it's like those type of artists, everyone expects you to be nuts 24/7. Like, people think Slowthai's stupid. Like he's not stupid. Like
that kind of thing.
He's not one bit stupid. So I don't want to be like. I think to make the music he makes, obviously it's so pure. But if I was to make a Doorman track, maybe it wouldn't be as realistic. Do you know what I mean? So I feel, I don't know. I just think I am a slightly more polished sound, and I should just accept that kind of thing. Now, that doesn't mean I won't make tracks like that. I most likely will. But it is a different energy. Like his energy is a very different energy to mine, even though they're both wild and intense live. But his is like a pure. There's no one like what Slowthai is giving to the world. No one is giving, so you can't be the same as that.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm doing the same, but in a completely different way. It's a much more polished, mainstream kind of vibe, I guess. Yeah.
So you're gonna make your version of Nothing Great About Britain, yeah?
I don't think I could, because I feel like I wouldn't. See, I have a very different view on the whole. I love what he's talking about, but I also completely disagree as well, because I'm like, look here, like, in my opinion, the government doesn't exist. Like, to me, like, that's not that it doesn't exist, but it doesn't play a part in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I try not to let it. Like, I try to have my own. What's the word?
As in this country or in general?
I think in England, the government isn't the only problem. There's way bigger powers that be. There's banks. There's all these different things that tie into it. Like, it's not just your prime minister. Like, your prime minister doesn't do as much as you're implying. So that's just the one thing I wouldn't ever be able to make a political album like that, because I don't accept politics that much in my life.
I think that's so interesting, the way that you're saying like your political views and your philosophy or whatever, the way that you see things influences how you can interact with this piece of music. Yeah. Like myself, like.
No, I agree with it.
No, like I fully get what you're saying, like, and I love the project, but there's a weird disconnect.
Yeah.
For the British thing, like, which may be because I'm doing too much in Irish hip hop or whatever.
Yeah.
But the kind of world that he's talking about, I can't relate to as much as.
Okay, yeah, I feel I can 100% relate, but the thing is that I feel like he's catering to an audience that's great, and he's found his audience and he knows what he's doing, but I think it's a bit of like a point. No, because I don't want to say this either, because I know he's a really intelligent guy, because I watch his interviews and stuff, but I feel like a lot of his fans think that he's just pointing a finger, and it's like, yeah. Like, he even said in an interview, he was like, haha, I just say fuck this, and everyone goes, fuck this. But that doesn't change anything. So that's something I'll never do. Like, you'll never hear me on stage going, fuck the, even though I have no time at all for the Guardian. But like, you'll never see me on stage going, fuck the Guardian, because to me that doesn't do anything to solve the situation. And it just makes a lot of fucking stupid people say something that they don't even really feel, because their dad or their auntie's probably a Guardian. Like. So it's like, I don't know, that's just how I feel. So I would never have that same kind of. He always has like a thing he's pointing at, and I think a lot of his fans.
Is that a punk thing though?
Yeah, I think it could be, but I think a lot of his fans misunderstand it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be misunderstood like that. That would wreck my head. Like. But he's obviously taking the sacrifice because he knows there's a bigger picture to what he's doing, and it's working for him. So
I think he's great. No, like I truly am.
He's probably my favorite artist. Yeah. Content-wise, one of my favorite artists. Anyway. Yeah.
Get me. Bring back grime. I don't care what form.
Yeah.
Some way, please.
Him and JK as well. JK had a line. He goes, "You ain't had a heart if your mum and dad weren't wealthy. Chicken and chips every day ain't healthy." And I went, when I heard that, I was like, "Whoa, chicken and chips every day ain't healthy." Mad bar, but yeah.
It's funny when a lyric catches you like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics on that album caught me like that.
Like there was a pot of paper lyric one time, and he goes, "My mom's Irish, my dad's Algerian," and I felt that in my soul. My dad is not Algerian. Yeah, but it was like,
yeah, it just connected the same way. Yeah. No, it's sick. It's mad.
I need to talk. I don't know when this is coming out, but we need to talk about the video
So yeah, for Hold Me Close.
for Hold Me Close.
Right, so the song is hopefully all going well, coming out in September. And I don't know, I think the video, it depends on the reception, but maybe October or November.
Yeah,
It's probably my best piece of work. Means so much to me. The video's shot in the west of Ireland, shot in the bog, with a few of my friends.
listen, it's madness. It's crazy.
Swear, it is. Well, yeah, I think it is. Like, I don't even know if it's crazy, but it's just probably the realest thing I've ever done so far. Like, it's just the most me thing I've ever done. Like,
Listen, I feel like in music, you kind of some people have this skill of codifying their stuff with certain images, or certain ideas and stuff that you can just say a word and a person gets like an idea from that.
Yeah. What's that called? Codifying.
Yeah,
okay.
My own words.
Yeah.
I never studied music, but like Kneecap are amazing at it.
Yeah, 100%.
T.Y. the Poet is amazing at it.
Yeah.
You are. I don't think you're doing it as consciously. Like I don't think that's something that you set out to do, but you do it very extremely well. And this video.
What when you say that, you mean like the branding of like where certain things.
Kind of. Yeah.
I think I've kind of got a grasp on it after Enter Aquarius, because with Enter Aquarius, I wanted to be this person, and I am that person.
Yeah.
But I was like, it just wasn't branded well enough, because like I feel like that's me maybe in a year or two time when when things start kicking off.
Yeah.
Enter Aquarius is more me because I can just be a wavy guy. But
yeah,
with this, there's a lot more to be said before I get to there. So that's what I think I am now with the whole Deliveroo thing and the countryside thing and all that. Is like, it's me really showing you what I stand for before I go and hopefully make
this video. Like if you are from around here and you see this and you don't feel something,
I hope you feel something everywhere though, because even if you're in Algeria, like I hope I think you will connect with it, just because of
but to see the bug as raw footage as that, as like real life that is crazy. And it's masterfully shot and it's masterfully edited. No, big up them, seriously.
Nathan, big up yourself, come on. No, it is. And I think, I don't know, just for me, just having the hugging my father scene was probably one of the coolest things I've done yet. Just seeing that on camera, I was like, yeah, that's savage. Like, that's timeless, like, Jamie. That's there forever. And then the hurling thing as well, I wanted to tie that in, because I'm obviously shit at hurling, but like it was the only sport I was in any way kind of good at. Well, I wasn't good at it, but
I thought about doing intros with hurls, and like that kind, because I wanted to like codify my thing in a similar way. But it's like been a good 4 years now since I picked up a hurl. And
it's actually weird. Since the video, I have gone, like, not actually gone hurling, but I've just gone out with my mates and fucking like just tapped it around a bit a few times, which is nice.
Greatest game in the world, sure.
It is, man. To watch it is like, I'd be scared shitless playing it like when I used to be, because I'm so like, I get so scared so quick. So when some lads running towards you with their hurl and you're there with the slit, you're like, you can have it. Like, that's what I was like.
And the shoulders you get broken in two.
Oh man, mad sport. So fast as that.
Now, so we kind of, so you're just very alternative, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I think, and I wasn't embracing that as much before. So I think now I've embraced the alternative thing. Like, I want to, or no, not even that. I wanted to show so much, but I didn't know how to show it.
Yeah.
And I think now I finally figured that out. And it's doing stuff like this. I want to do more podcasts, more interviews, show more of who I am. And then obviously Hold Me Close is a huge part of that. And I hope by showing more of me, it really connects with a certain amount of people, because I think it will. Like, up till now, and I'm glad it didn't happen before, but like, I feel like obviously I have fans, but it's not, like, they're not diehard fans, if you get me. Like, I feel like no one's like really, really, really loving it. But I think things like Hold Me Close will give you a reason to be like, all right, we are the same person, like we connect and stuff, because I feel like I hadn't created something that was great enough to connect with that many people.
Like last time you were in here, you were talking about Enter Aquarius, kind of like you did that, and then anything else you can do, you can fall back on that. And I feel like you don't or this is what I'm getting from what you're saying anyway, that in that process, that might have been what the plan was, but now you've kind of learned that whatever you do, if you do it, like being true to yourself is gonna be
it's gonna be class. And also I've found some people like FOB, the producer who produced Hold Me Close. We've also made some like some crazy sounds. Like they're on the dance spectrum, everything. I just don't care anymore. Like I actually don't care. I'm just gonna put it all out.
But I feel like music in this country is getting a bit formulaic. Like
this stuff is not formulated at all.
Like,
it's just whatever.
So you have an advantage.
Yeah, but it's just I need to run. I also realized because before what I wanted to do, I was like, oh yeah, let me keep to a sound, and then release everything when I make it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, that's actually stupid, because then if I drop all that music when I make it, people are like, what's this? I didn't sign up for this. Like, whereas if I show them at the start, like if you hear Hold Me Close and then there's another song called Seasick and one called Brain Freeze, and they're just dance, like they're mad songs. But if you listen to them now, then you know what you're signing up for with Uppbeat.
And you have a gig in August.
Yeah,
on
1st of August.
In Whelan's. And
all this will be played at that.
You got some very alternative guests there too.
Yeah, true, yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to push left as much as I can. Because I feel like, I think I felt restricted before. Like even with, I love Enter Aquarius. Absolutely, no, I was about to say it's an absolutely incredible project. But like, no, it is what it is, but I love it. Like I really love it. But I feel like when I was performing anything off Enter Aquarius live, it didn't match who I am live. Yeah. Because it's all slow and it's all kind of thing. And it's great to have those slow songs now. But I feel like from now on, it's like I'm free. Like I can go be the truest version of Uppbeat and hopefully connect with a lot more people.
Sample these words. Important words.
But yeah, so we got all sorts of things. But another thing is, I realize this because people are like, oh, man, that's mad different. But I don't think it is. I think all the music is, it's all different, but it all makes sense. Like it all ties in together. So lots and lots on the way.
You see this incredible journey that you're on.
Yeah.
I was looking, if you put Uppbeat into YouTube, it always leads to some quite insightful
stuff,
content.
Yeah.
And you've been documenting your journey for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Like you're in the very early stages in some of those things that you put out. And there's also a kind of series.
Yeah.
The Come Up.
The Come Up, yeah. It only lasted 2 episodes, but yeah.
And is that to be rebooted?
Yeah, so that's what I hope to do. Like, it won't be called The Come Up, but I'm gonna, because they actually, the issue with The Come Up was I wanted to really see the way they're shot is quite slick, and it's quite they're very edited. Like, so originally I wanted to do that and have this high standard of videos I was putting out the whole time, but now I'm like, it actually doesn't matter. I just need to put out me. So there's going to be a lot more of that kind of stuff from September onwards, but it's not going to be restricted to one series of The Come Up. I'm just going to be posting loads of different styles of videos. Like, if I go somewhere, I'm going to film it. I'm just going to show you what we could see and go through, because I think it's such an interesting story. Like this stuff.
Listen, sitting and watching the two
series.
episodes that are out the other day, and it's like you feel like, I don't know if that's the editing or just what it is for what it is, but you feel like that you're on this journey.
Yeah.
And I think there's almost more being said when nobody's talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Which I think is amazing. And I think through these interviews or whatever, you kind of hear these few stories. Like you hear the story about you and Y-Axis in 1208 that you
yeah.
And Notting Hill Carnival, and the whole that leading into Cider. I see, I know the stories, but then to see the stories played out was
special.
Yeah,
that's cool that you said that. I hadn't actually thought of that.
It must be great to have that to look back on for yourself.
Definitely, yeah. That's another reason why I made Hold Me Close, because I was because I had the idea and I was like, right, if I don't do this now, it's just gonna go and go and go and go and go. And I was like, I have that. That's there forever, Jimmy. My children's children can see that, Jamie. So I was like, that's kind of why I was like, it just needs to be more content there for other people to see.
This whole game really, and fans and that kind of thing. I just separate streams from fans, right? Yeah. It's about emotional attachment and investment,
in an artist,
and surely that can't do anything but help that.
No, definitely.
But the whole leaving it behind for the next few generations, like that's.
Yeah. Well, I just felt
love
that piece
kind
was
of ideal.
Yeah, because I just want there's definitely a vision. Like I'm not really thinking. I think I was before. Like, Dylan said something actually to me really interesting. He was like, just baby steps. He was like, just keep doing everything. Don't be like worried on one song, because I'm always worried about one song that will break through. Which because like that happened with Tsunami. Once it happened with Tsunami, I was like, yeah, like even though like I wanted that again, and I was like, why make 10 songs so I can make one song that will break through? But then I was like, no, let me just show all of me. So that's what I'm just doing now, showing everything, and people will catch up at some point.
Catalog is growing and growing.
Yeah, because you need a catalog to look back on, and you need it. Like if someone becomes a fan of Hold Me Close, it's great that they have now a project and videos, and everything else to look back on and see and be like, oh, this is what he does. That's actually Bugzy Malone's a great example of that. Like I remember when I found Bugzy Malone, he was just blowing, but had like 3 projects there for me to go listen to.
Yeah, no,
and
amazing.
Now technically he only has 1 project. He only has 1 official album, but like
there's the
how many
perception
mixtapes? Like
the JDZ Spitfire was the video that got on gas.
Gas, yeah. It's like no,
I'm such a nerd, like yeah. And then, but he had like proper
mixtapes on
albums
mixtapes
before that. Like I never mind the kind of newer ones. Like it's like Star Wars, man. There's two
trilogies. yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Is I want to have that same, just like I want to have it all there for you to see. Because you might only be a fan of Enter Aquarius and never like the new stuff, but it's still up in the streaming numbers. Like
yeah.
So yeah.
So you're in a great place at the minute, then.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I am and I haven't. Like my head's fried the whole time, but like
That's only mechanics, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's only mechanics. No, I'm just excited for September because I made a load of music, and it's just when you're making the music, there's that hazy phase. Like you're going through the hazy phase where you're like, when it gets back to the level of getting the music out again, that's always the best place because you're like, you feel like you have a purpose. Whereas when you're making all the music, it's kind of like you don't know what you're doing. Like so, say for the last like 4 months, you kind of and people are like, oh, so what are you at and stuff, and you're kind of like, just yeah, and then they're like, yeah, all right. Because you don't really have, like, say I have the Wheeling show or whatever and things, but, like, people are like, oh, when's the new music out? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, oh, when's the new videos? I don't know. It's kind of, it's this, like, real shady period that you go through. But it's nice to have, like, a purpose again and be. It's actually because of my laptop. You know, when I lost my laptop at the Workman's show, I've just been a bit all over the place since then.
Up the Workman.
Yeah. Do you know I've been let back in since?
You haven't?
Yeah, I have. I got in, changed the hair and I got let in. But yeah. So, yeah, no, I definitely have a little bit more direction. But yeah, still a lot of stress. Still a lot of fuckery. Anyway.
You see me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much more there is to say. Only, like, I can't wait for never mind all of the documentary work that you've been doing. There's 2 091 interviews.
Jeez, yeah, to bang there, yeah.
Don't miss them.
yeah. Go back and watch the other one. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best interview I've done, is that one.
Oh,
the other one.
Bro, like...
That was...
You did me a favour. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What did I say at the start of that interview? I said, I'm kind of proud of myself.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
So, but 091 family and all of that.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean?
Come on. What else is
come back with your head on silver.
Silver, yeah. See, I wanted to put like little purple bits in it, right? But then I have a job now as well, like an actual job.
You see, that's the thing that nobody ever thinks about. Like, you want to look all cool and like alternative, and
then you get just slagged. Yeah. I get called Frosty. They're like, "Oh, Roy Frosty," and I'm like,
Frosty.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's funny. It's all. But I think the sounds as well, like the so there's a song called "Seasick," which is like mad dancey.
Yeah.
And then there's hip hop songs, and then there's a song called "OnlyFans" actually. Song called OnlyFans, that is.
Enough of that now. Enough of that now. Behave yourself.
It's a mad song as well. But yeah. What else is there to say? Is there anything else on the agenda? That's it. Camp. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that we were supposed to say?
We've got through a lot. That's 49 minutes. Bro.
Is it fuck? Jesus. Alright, leave it there, so. That's not done.
Listen, Uppbeat. Thank you for coming down today.
49 minutes? Where did 49 minutes go, man?
You're always welcome, you know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
You don't want to say anything inspirational to the people, then, no?
Is that Luke out there?
Nah, that's
Right. It's Ty, is it?
it's Ty.
Shout out Ty.
T.Y. the poet. Yeah.
There you go. What is there to say? New shows on the way, new music. Go check it out. Uppbeat on everything. You can find me on Instagram at Uppbeat. You can find me on Spotify at Uppbeat, and you can find me in your local neighborhood on a bike.
You're
Peace out.
followed that, hey.
Come on.
Blow.
I got the keys.
Is that key on the table the whole time?
Yeah. Well, no, it's the sign I was down here on the chair.